Hello, 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 everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Rainey Ray, and I am a doTERRA wellness advocate. I am an essential oil enthusiast and educator. And I love, 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 I love my work. It is because of you guys, the people who use our essential oils, our customers, our friends, our family, that I just feel joy in every day. So, what I want to talk to you about today is getting our skin back after winter. Okay, even here in Southwest Florida, we've had a harsh winter. I know those up north have had it really, really bad. Okay, so let's take our skin glow back. Let's get it back after such a harsh winter. I have some suggestions to level up your skin care routine to renew and refresh your skin. The essential oils that I'm going to be talking about are anti-aging, meaning they nourish the skin, promote youthful appearance, and reverse aging by improving the elasticity, plumpness, and skin tone. For those who don't know my skin story, so to speak, it's really kind of twofold. One, when I was very, very young, 9 years old, I was in a horrific car accident and they had to basically reconstruct my face. So I had scars all over my face. They tried to hide them in what now looks like just regular frown lines. Um, but I had them on my forehead, my cheeks, my eyes, my nose, everywhere. Okay. Um, and so coming back from that, healing from that has been a lifelong journey. In addition, I do search and rescue with, I'm a canine handler and I have been for many years. And at one point, years ago, I was exposed to a hazardous material unknown and my skin erupted as a result of it because the skin is a filter and my other filters were clogged up with whatever this harsh, hazardous chemical was. And so it had to get out somewhere. And so my skin um, started to, basically tear apart. First, it had rashes, then it tore apart just to get this chemical out of my body. And that was on my face, my arms, my back, my leg, I mean, everywhere. Okay. So as a result of that, I dove deep into those two things, the accident and the hazardous material exposure. I dove deep into, and I continue to dive deep into what it is that we can do to have healthy skin. Okay. Of course, hydration. Okay. Water, water, water. All right. Quality supplements. At doTERRA, as you know, we have a wonderful foundational wellness system that heals us, including our skin from the inside out. Exercise, quality sleep, all those kinds of things. But our oils really are the superhero here. The oils are what took me from looking um, like I had scars on my face and I was aging ungracefully, okay, to feeling like I'm aging gracefully and feel healthy. I have healthy skin at 70 years old, okay? Let me start with something that isn't an essential oil. All right. Our castor oil is absolutely amazing. Hey, Teresa. Um, so I was just giving a little background on me and why skin is important to me, both from the car accident I was in as a child, but then also the hazardous material I was exposed to. And we're going to talk about essential oils, of course, because that's what we do. But I wanted to talk first about this castor oil real briefly. Okay. If you follow me at all, you know I never used castor oil before. I first started using it when doTERRA introduced them There's just last September. So that's in 2025. I never liked the smell. I never liked how it felt. I never liked the whole thought of, people, the taste, all that kind of stuff. It was just to me an archaic kind of a thing. Okay. And then I was introduced to doTERRA's castor oil. I opened it up. It didn't smell bad. That's number one. All right. I felt it. It wasn't all gooey and sticky. All right. It's thick, but it's not gooey and sticky. Okay. And I thought, okay. So I then started researching about it. All right. So why castor oil? Why castor oil for skin? Why did doTERRA release a castor oil? Okay. So it's deeply hydrating and protecting. So it locks in moisture without clogging your pores. All right. I don't know about you, but if I use certain things on my face, I get blackheads and pimples. Yes, at 70 years old. Okay. And yet I have dry skin. Okay. That I'm dealing with all the time. It's naturally detoxifying, so it pulls out impurities and supports circulation. That's why people use it for belly button oiling, putting a little in the navel on its own or with an essential oil. It's soothing and calming. I thought, well, how can that be? Okay, but it really is. And I love to put it on my arms, my face, my neck, and my chest before relaxing at night to go to bed. And it's a perfect carrier oil. Okay. Why? Because it stays with you longer. Okay. And it creates almost a seal over your body, so that the essential oils can do their job. All right.
Hmm.
We know essential oils are volatile aromatic compounds. So what does that mean? Right? I know you know, Teresa. All right. But for those who don't know, that means you open up an essential oil, okay? If you open it up, leave it exposed to the air, it's going to evaporate, all right? So when you put it on your skin, if you put it on neat, which many of us do with certain of the oils or all of them, some people, you're losing most of it into the air. Okay, so we put coconut oil on, or we put on some castor oil, or we put lotion on, or whatever else in order to hold it on the skin so we get more absorbed. All right, so castor oil is really center stage when we're talking about essential oils for skin. All right, so what other carrier oils? I see Lynn is trying to. Hey, Lynn, how are you? What other carrier oils do we use? Okay, we use fractionated coconut oil, lightweight carrier, love it. Okay, very little, if no odor, very long shelf life. Fractionated just means a couple of the oils have been parts of the oil have been removed so it doesn't solidify. Okay, like your kitchen coconut oil. If you're in a warm climate, maybe it doesn't do this, but in the colder climates, you set that jar in your pantry and it becomes solid. Okay. We also really love jojoba oil. All right. And I'll post a link for the one I like. It's not really an oil, it's an ester. So it's very nutritious to the skin. Some people use almond oil. Some people use, all sorts of other oils. All right. But castor oil, on the other hand, is a more functional carrier. Okay. Because of its thicker consistency so that it allows better absorption into our skin. All right. doTERRA's, of course, is certified organic, cold pressed, all those things that we're looking for, vegan friendly. Um, the thing I didn't know, and this, when I was prepping for today, I read this and it's interesting. If you have pain or inflammation, add 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper to 4 ounces of castor oil, Mix it up and apply it to the area you have pain and let it sit for a couple of hours or overnight, and it can alleviate the pain and inflammation. I've never tried it, but it sounds like it would make you warm if nothing else because of what the capsaicin. So,
What's the mix
have,
again with that, Brainy?
it
The
was
cayenne pepper.
it was using 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper to 4 ounces of castor oil. Mix it up and apply it to the area where you have pain and inflammation.
Thanks.
Okay. Have either of you used the castor oil?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Lynn, what are you using it for?
Northern frozen skin.
That's
We
what
got
we're
to
here for today.
-45 with the dryness here. I had to put it on. I put it on at nighttime liberally, and it really does moisturize.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And it's not stinky, or sticky.
No,
It's thick.
it's thick and it feels a little bit greasy, but it absorbs. Like you'd think, uh-oh, but everything absorbs in.
Right. No, I'm really enjoying it. It really is it's amazing. Preparing for today, I was thinking about years living up north and that cold, cold, dry weather. And then I'm thinking about how we've been. Teresa is also in the down here in Florida, Southwest Florida. It's been more of a winter than we've had in a long time.
Hmm.
Cold weather, not like you all up north, but drier, colder than we've had. And it reminded me of what do we do in order to revitalize our skin come spring? Okay. So there's a glowing skin serum that everybody talks about in doTERRA. Okay. And basically, like with anything, when you can DIY it with high quality products, you're going to make it for a fraction of the cost. Okay. This glowing skin serum that I'm going to talk about costs about, I'm going to say $35 totally for a 2 ounce amount that you're going to make. Okay. Well, if you go to try and buy a high quality skin serum anywhere else, it's going to be $250, just for a small amount. Um, the thing that I think is most interesting about it is we probably have, if not these exact oils, other oils that we can use in the interim until we get these other oils. Okay. So skin glow serum, and I'm going to post this in the comments. So you take a 60 ml bottle. Okay. You can do it in a pump bottle. You can do it in, I like a roller. Okay. These big rollers are actually 50 ml, but okay. So you adjust a little bit. You can use a repurpose. This was a Yarrow Palm serum. You can get a pump online, and I'll post a link for that. But basically, 25 drops of frankincense, 20 drops of copaiba, 15 drops of blue tansy, and 15 drops of geranium. Then you take 25 ml of castor oil, and you take 25 ml of our fractionated coconut oil. So I said that in reverse because what you really want to do, the trick is put your carrier oils in your bottle first and blend them together so that the fractionated coconut oil actually starts to make the castor oil thinner. Okay. Then you're going to add in your essential oils. All right. So if you were going to make it in a 1 ounce pump, then you just do the math. Okay. 13 of frankincense, 10 drops of, of copaiba, I don't know, 7 drops of geranium, 7 drops of blue tansy. Okay. I love to take what I've been doing past month or so, maybe longer, is taking the hydrating cream, which I love, and putting that on and then rolling on my roller afterward. Okay. I'll put a link. There's a roller. I got mine through the doTERRA marketplace. They don't have them anymore. They may again, but this one here, okay, which is similar, just has a gold top rather than a black, but it still has the nice rose quartz roller. I'll put a link for this on an Amazon link for this. You can get 2 of them, make a couple of different recipes, or give one as a gift. Okay. Um, the thing is that you don't have to put this in the refrigerator like some serums, okay? Because it's just the carriers and the oils. All right, they're not going to turn on you, okay? Um, so why these oils? All right, frankincense. Tell me why you guys think frankincense is in there.
Isn't frankincense an immuno boost?
It is too, yes. Yes. And it's a anti-carcinogen also,
Yes.
which is great for any issues you may have going on with your skin. Um, it's a wood oil. Okay. So basically, we can divide up wood oils and flower oils when we're talking about skin. Wood oils go in the deeper layers. So I had deep, deep wrinkles from where they put the scars in when they fixed me up, put me back together after the car accident. All right. I had deep scars and things all around my face. Those are pretty much resolved because of frankincense. It's those deep layers. All right. Think about anybody having deep lines or wrinkles, all right? So that's why we love frankincense. I mean, plus frankincense makes everything else better. You know, it just does, all right? The second oil, copaiba, all right? Any ideas about why copaiba's in there? Collagen.
Oh,
Copaiba promotes collagen production from our body naturally. Okay.
Mhm.
And it's great for for deeper lines and wrinkles because it's also a wood oil. All right. Geranium, which we can get free this month, which by the way, I cannot stand the smell of. I have to, I just cannot stand it. Okay. It reminds me of walking through a hallway in a nursing home, you know. Um, but I love using it. Okay. And this is getting worn out, a frankincense and geranium roller that I keep refilling. I've been using this for years. All right. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So, geranium effective for both dry and oily skin and your scalp. Okay. So, it's in the skin glow, it's in our hair grow recipe. Okay. Great for scars, broken capillaries, even varicose veins. Not that you're going to have that on your face, okay? Um, but geranium is amazing and it's a pricier oil, so to get it free this month is wonderful. All right. Blue tansy only comes in a 5 ml bottle. I have a roller top on mine. And because I had a little bit left in here, I put in some jojoba oil and I just used this then right out of the container. All right. I didn't grab the other one. So blue tansy, it has, well, you can sort of see the darkness there. Mine is pretty diluted. But normally, if you were to swipe on a blue tansy, you would be blue like, what's that cartoon character? Smurf.
Oh,
Okay. You would be, okay? And so blue tansy, it's in there for fine lines and wrinkles. Again, just like geranium, it's a flower oil, right? So the upper layers of the skin, it's also in there for any imperfections, any skin tone issues, any certain of the scarring and stretch marks. What I learned when I first learned about blue tansy, I read an article that was in a Vogue magazine, an old one, that talked about how blue tansy is a little known secret that the cosmetic industry has used for years and years to make some of their higher quality skincare. Um, it is incredible for its regenerative powers, okay? So it's they say in this said in this article, it's anti-anxiety for your skin, which is pretty cool. So it's anti-inflammatory, it's soothing, and it's an ingredient probably not pure like ours, but it's an ingredient in high end facial creams, okay? A pro tip also, combined the combo of blue tansy and yarrow palm, all right? Blue tansy and yarrow palm, I used to put on the top of my hands at night. Now I just do it once in a while because my hands were getting all wrinkly and looked like grandma hands. Okay. You put it on, it looks like you have blue blue hands, blue gloves on. Keep rubbing it in just like on your face, and it will soak in and the blue goes away. That blue is, and I'm going to mispronounce it, chamazoline. And that's an incredibly powerful thing that is in both of those. All right. So if you don't have blue tansy, if you don't have copaiba, if you don't have frankincense, although many of us got it for free in December, if you don't have geranium, well, you can get it for free this month. Don't worry. Okay. Just use other oils with your castor oil and your coconut oil that are going to be good for the skin. So let's think about frankincense if you got it free. Lavender, incredible for the skin. All right. Tea tree, amazing for the skin, and especially if you're dealing with someone who's younger that may have acne issues and things like that. All right. Myrrh is another one. Some of us have myrrh and it's been sitting on your shelf or in your box and you haven't used it. Incredible for the skin. That yarrow palm that I talked about, okay? Don't just let it sit, all right? Use it. Um, I made in my original healthy skin roller, okay, was I called it skin healing and it has castor oil, frankincense, helichrysum, copaiba, and myrrh. All right. In a 50 ml bottle, I put 25 drops of each. I figure I've got these oils, let's use them. All right. And I put the castor oil in, I put them in, and then every time I go to use it, I give it a little shimmy shake. Okay. This is nice because you can roll it on wherever you want. All right. I love these rollers. Myrrh. Again, fine lines and wrinkles, dry skin, stretch marks, even cracked heels. I used to get cracked heels up north till they were bleeding. They were so cracked. I didn't, right? You know, I didn't think I'd ever heal them. So the other oil I want to talk to you about for skin, helichrysum. All right. Always throw, if you have helichrysum, throw some in. It only comes in a 5 ml bottle, so you don't need to use a lot, okay? Wrinkles, lines, age spots, broken capillaries, redness, discoloration, almost any other skin issue, okay? I always carry it with because it stops bleeding, all right? That's why it's good for the capillaries and to minimize the look of those. We used to call it liquid suture because literally, my last dog, Jack, cut a pad open. I cleaned it, put helichrysum on it, held it a little bit. It stopped the bleeding. And then our team vet put on this stuff that was like a liquid Band-Aid. Okay. And he went back to work. Um, it also reduces and actually speeds up the healing time of bruises. Okay. What other oils do you guys like for skin?
I was going to say the tea tree, but you've already mentioned tea tree.
Tell me why you like tea tree.
Um, I like tea tree because it's antibacterial, correct?
Yes.
And on if I get a scratch or a cut, I'll just grab the tea tree
There you
and use
go.
that. Lavender, and
And
you
I
also
just
have.
was pulling out the book to look at tea tree. Okay. So in starter kits, lavender, tea tree, frankincense, those are some of our top 10 oils, right? So remember, each existing customer can buy one starter kit a month. So if you're thinking you need to grab these top 10 oils again, or you're running low, that's great. So it's antiseptic, tea tree we're talking about,
Mhm.
antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic, antiviral, analgesic, and a decongestant. Okay. And in here also it says it's great for dandruff. It's great for wounds, like you said, Teresa.
Mhm.
It's wonderful for even pink eye, great for acne.
I
Um,
used it on a vacation where I accidentally burned myself, and
oh,
it took away the sting. And I was really surprised I didn't have a lot of after effects like a burn normally would.
right, right. Oh, that's good to know because I normally just grab lavender, but it's good to know about tea tree.
Um, that was before I knew what to carry when you were traveling, and I was amazed how well it worked.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Mhm.
remember I cut my hand once. Actually it was a dog canine tooth that went into my hand. I was playing with another team member's dog, and the tooth accidentally went into my hand, into this part right here, into the bone. And we were at a fire station training, and they went and got peroxide and with all that. And I said, whoa, 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 I don't want that on me. And I got my tea tree out because I carry that. And I put some on, like Teresa said, great for cleaning. Um, but it's so good also for acne, for pimples. I'll get a pimple, put a little tea tree on, and it dries it from the inside out. I know someone who uses tea tree along with lavender and frank in their hydrating cream and applies it around their eyes because otherwise she gets these little bumpy things on her eyelash, bases of her eyelash. And when she does that, she doesn't get that. So, uh, what other oils are we thinking of for skin?
I think you've hit most of the ones I have or would use.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
I just opened up the book randomly and it's a turmeric. And turmeric can be put in and it's great for acne. Who knew? Acne, eczema, and psoriasis. All right. Most of the oils we talked about are good for, well, they're anti-cancer. Okay. So, and turmeric's another one of those. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many oils that we can think of um, for our skin. Peppermint. All right. Peppermint is really, really good for fevers and hot flashes, but it's also good for burns, sunburn, and heat stroke, as it says in here.
Huh.
Um, and peppermint, just like any of the other oils, you want to breathe these things in. and get the benefits that way. But the other thing I wanted to touch on real briefly is taking an Epsom salts bath. Okay. I find that, especially in the winter, when my skin all over my body feels like it's dry, I put in about a cup of Epsom salts and then I put some oils in. Like I love to use lavender in the bath. I love or Serenity, which has lavender in it. I love to use adaptive in there. I love to put frankincense in. Copaiba is wonderful in a bath. These are all great things to have on your skin. And the Epsom salts acts like an emulsifier, so your oils are not just separated from the water. The other thing that I think is kind of cool, if we go into the book, there's a whole section in our book that is the integumentary system, which is skin, hair, and nails. If I can find it. Uh, and in here, we get some other ideas about um, lemongrass is one I never thought of. Patchouli is another one they list in here that I never thought of for skin. Um, Geranium is everywhere. Uh, so there's a ton of oils that are going to help us with our skin health. I just think it's important, get the oils off the shelf, put them into something, whether it's a big mega roller or you just use a 10 mil and do the math, okay? And and use it on your face all the time. At Christmas, a gal came up to me. We were at her mom's house. And this gal came up to me. She's, probably 52. And she said, "You notice anything different about my skin?" And I said, "Yeah, your skin looks really, really just even, beautiful tone." And she said she started using the castor oil and she used it every night. Um, Another thing I read, and I'd love to ask you guys about this while I was doing my work for prep for this, is hyaluronic acid. I can't pronounce things like that. Do you guys know anything about that? Have you used it or a product with it in it?
No.
I have used it in some face creams,
Okay.
but I take exception to the rest of the chemicals that are also in there with that. And for that reason,
In the
I don't use,
cream or in
yeah.
the, okay.
In store-bought cream will list that.
Uh-huh.
But the problem is that it lists 10, 15, 20 other things
Yeah,
that I
I
can't
know.
pronounce. And
Yeah.
so I have become old-fashioned. I won't use them.
No, no. I'm the same way. I came across a reference to um, the hy hyaluronic acid in just a pure powder form. So that what you do then is you take a wee bit of this stuff in with water in a jar, like a repurposed hydrating cream jar.
Hmm.
Shake it up and you leave it for 24 hours, I think is what they were saying. I have to read more about it.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
becomes gel-like, and then you can, let's say you were putting on your hydrating cream, you could put that on with your hydrating cream.
Well, now you've
Um,
done it because now there's something for me to research and figure out.
I'll put the link in. It's through uh, Boss. My machine did a spell correction where
Okay.
it shouldn't have. BOS Essentials, and it's on Amazon. I'll put a link in. But
Yeah, do that.
that piqued my curiosity. Um,
Well, that could be one.
yeah. So I'd like to delve into that a little bit more. Um,
Mhm.
if
Mhm.
that's a good thing to put with some of our
Mhm.
other oils and stuff, because having natural solutions, of course, doTERRA has a lot of wonderful, wonderful things, and our oils are second to none. But to me, it's a whole complete picture, so that, like Lynn was saying, we don't want to buy that cream that has that hyaluronic acid in it when it's got all this other toxic stuff in there. Lynn, I know, makes creams, okay? Someone like me, I'm lucky enough to have some of Lynn's creams, but is it going to be good to pair that with some of that gel that you make with the powder? Is that going to help us? Because I'm not going in for surgery, to look younger and tighter and whatever, but I want to age gracefully. I want to look younger longer, and I want to have healthy skin that does its job for as long as I can.
So I'm doing a
Anything
quick
else, you
Google on
guys?
this.
Say it
I'm
again.
doing I'm doing a quick Google on this. So it says that it boosts hydration up to 55%, strengthens the natural skin barrier, protecting against environmental stressors and pollutants, faster wound healing. It helps in tissue regeneration to reduce scarring, acts as a lubricant. So saying it improves skin elasticity, reduces wrinkles. Um, leave it with me.
Yep. I don't know.
And
It came up while I was doing the research and looking into things for today, and so I thought I would throw it out there for you guys. Uh, to me, whatever we can do to support our bodies in being as healthy and as strong as they can be, I'm all for it. Um, so that's good. Cool. Any other questions on other topics or anything while you're thinking of it, just to let people know when I was referring to the free geranium this month with a 200 PV order, we get a free bottle of geranium, and I think that's probably close to a $50 value. I don't remember.
Wow.
And we get a
Mhm.
castor oil pack. So that is a uh, thing about this big around with straps, and you put it around you so you can locate the castor oil over your liver. All right, and you can use other oils with it, like our Revitazen is a detoxing oil, things like that, because we need to support our liver health, especially with all these plastics in the world. So, um, but remember, it does not come with the castor oil. So there's other ways to get castor oil free with doTERRA if you're doing the 90-day reset and things like that. But otherwise, just pick up a bottle of castor oil. This is I've made a couple of these, and I still have almost a half bottle left, and that was from September. So it lasts a good long time. Um, yeah. Any other questions, comments, things you're thinking of?
Just going to add, being in a northern climate this winter has been rough. And don't think of just using castor oil on your face. I could not get hydration across. My stomach was itchy, backs of my arms were itchy, my legs. And so I gave myself a castor oil spa, uh, and then just kind of stood there for a while waiting for it to absorb. And I'll tell you, it did the trick.
Yeah, yeah.
So it really does seal in moisture. Think outside of the box.
I love that. And I worried about putting it on, whether it's legs, face, arms, whatever, and then going to bed and having, because you hear these nightmare stories of other castor oils stain the sheets and, things like that. Nothing like
It
that with
didn't.
ours. No,
No, it didn't. And even when I put it on my face and go to bed, and then I couldn't find any trace of it on my
no,
pillowcase.
no, me neither. Yeah.
No, no, it's a really solid product.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a good solid product. And I'm all about repurposing this one that came from the serum, the Yarrow Palm serum, which is our tightening serum for the body, is a wonderful bottle, and you can definitely make stuff in it. I have one in the bathroom of this that just has plain castor oil in it because I find that it's hard to get just a little blip out of the. You find the same thing? Yeah.
I
So,
actually also have mixed it with the fractionated coconut oil, just so it's not quite as thick if you're trying to
right,
use it on something you don't like the thickness.
right, right. That's why
Both
I
work
love
equally
that
well.
that skin recipe that
Mhm.
that's bouncing around with the. And you can,
Mhm.
if you're not, some people do not like coconut oil of any form, fractionated,
Mhm.
regular, whatever. Use jojoba oil, put that in with. It's just as good a carrier oil, even though it's not an oil, and it'll cut and make things a little more, easy to apply. So that's good. Yeah, and the blue tansy, I mean, you can reduce down the amount of blue tansy that you have and stuff too. I know people that put a couple drops of blue tansy and a couple drops of frankincense, I think, in their hydrating cream, stir it around, and it's in there to use all the time. So, um, if you, whatever oils you don't have, buy them slowly over time, so that you actually learn about the oil, use the oils, and incorporate them into your routine. So, cool. All right. Anything else? Teresa, you were quiet. Anything?
No, I'm looking through my book.
Oh, you are. I love that book, don't you? I'm so
Yes,
glad it's back in print.
yes, I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. No, I was going over some of the things that you were talking about. I was looking over them.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And there's also, if you don't have the Essential Life book, get it. Okay. I think it's like, what, $38 now.
Right.
Um, and in the back, not only are there all the systems and things, but further in the back, I thought they still had, I don't know if they do. Yes, they do. Um, food recipes.
Mhm.
Oh,
So that and beverage recipes. It's my Bible, you know.
They've really, that's so much better than the previous editions. There's so much more information.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's well worth the $38.
yeah, yep. I agree with you 100%. I happen to
Yeah.
buy a new book every year, but you don't need to because the
Mhm.
only difference is new things that are introduced. So
Mhm.
it really doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Cool. Well, I thank you for joining in and contributing, ladies. This is wonderful. So that's good. I'll get this posted and I'll put those links in there. So anything that pops up, if you think about it, post it in the comments when we get it posted in our group. For those who are not customers in our particular part of doTERRA, this will be on YouTube also. So, all
cool.
righty.
All right.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great afternoon.
All right, you
A
too.
good week.
You too. Take good care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.